Yes, people, never a foul time. It's your boy Cass, and it's gonna bro, it's gonna go off. I can tell already. There's some deflated chests, there's some big chests out there. There's a man from Balls of Steel coming on right for you, as I just heard in the background. Don't worry about that. Two massive personalities from Chelsea and two extremely massive personalities from Arsenal. I feel sorry for a couple of you, man. But regardless, don't get personal. Remember, as you can see in our guidelines, we have now put, just remember, challenge the argument and not the person. I just want to keep making sure you guys respect the panel. But other than that, you know what time it is, guys. I'm going to quickly run the intro and we get straight into it because actually, I don't really know what's going to come out of these guys' mouths. Back just like that, and I'm going to get the panel introduced, and I think it's only fair that we start with the home team as well. But before we do that, we have got an announcement to make, and as you might actually see in the background or in the comments, as you might know, is that we've got memberships running on the channel, guys. Memberships, yes. And as you can see, Blue Larson 23 is the first member of the Never a Foul army. Guys, if you're wondering where you can find this stuff, you can find this guy like all in the description below. You can find all the guys' channels in above and below, all their socials as well. So if you would need to, go subscribe to Matisse on the road to 30K. Have hope. I don't know what kind of market you're going to put yourself to, but I'm going to say 31.5K subscribers on the road to 50K. Premzy on the road to 5, and Guna Lee nearly touching down on that one. So go subscribe to these men. Because honestly, sensational personalities for you guys. Other than that, as you can see, this is our membership. What can we offer you today? Members Discord. So as you guys might know, I'll be closing down the Discord and we'll be posting up a new one for members, but I will be transferring. You know, I know there's a lot of guys that don't want it to shut because you guys have become friends, even though you support shit teams like Liverpool, but it's not the point. The point is I'll transfer the actual ownership to somebody else that deserves it and that trust can run it. Also, you get a member shout out at the end of the video. As you do, you got to respect people. You got to respect your members no matter what, and you got to keep it moving. And also, every single Wednesday will be call-in shows. So if you're a member, you get to join in the call-in shows where you can actually rinse. That's on myself. If we ever lose more time myself, I get it. Man City don't lose, but there might be a chance where you can rattle him. You never know. But yeah, big up anyone. Just check that in the description below for us. And I'm just going to get the panel introduced. 77 people. Make sure you like the damn video. Anyways, in the blue corner today, what have we got here? He's with myself on the terrace. He comes up with some of the most outrageous opinions across the globe. He supports Chelsea. You know, he's been likened to the man from Balls of Steel, as I said. But he's, you know what, he's genuinely a nice guy. He's got an absolute huge channel. And you know what? If it isn't for somebody like this on the YouTube, what kind of entertainment are you going to get? So I'm going to bring in Mr. Entertainment from the Chelsea side himself, Mr. Have Hope. Big up, man.
Cheers. Thank you for having me on, man. Thank you. I feel honored to be on such an amazing, incredible channel. I feel honored, man. The honor is all mine, man. Thank you for inviting me, man.
Nice. As always, man. Other than that as well, guys, make sure you go check out Have Hope's channel. It's literally in the description. You can find it there. It's pretty clear. And also in the title. Next, I'm going to bring in my guys. Other than, I don't know where to start with this brother, but he's actually streaming from somewhere. I'm not going to say because allegedly he's there. So he might be somewhere that's not his yard. He's not in another woman's yard because he's not missing date night next week on the Prem panel. Don't go missing if you lose to Chelsea. You know what I'm talking about, but you can afford it. But again, another sensational panel, another guy from AFTV, 1 out of 2, Guna Lee. Yes, my brother.
Listen, man, we're here, man. It's all good. Yeah. Listen, if we lose next week, bro, I'm telling you, mate, I'm on date night already, bro. I'm getting that done, bro. Because losing to Chelsea, it's a tough one, man. So yeah, hopefully we don't lose, man. Hopefully, but anyway,
yeah, man.
And you know, every time I come on this channel, it's always love, man. I appreciate you having me on, and I always say that intro is goated, man. Intro is goated.
That's a really good beat, man. I like the beat.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, we got quite a lot of quite a lot of comments about that, like positive ones, which is nice. It gives you the old school garage feel. Next person in the red corner as well. Let's mix it up, not one by one. Now, I thought I couldn't find any louder, big-chested Arsenal fan other than Lee out there. I think with Lee, he's a bit more subtle with it. The tone of voice is literally down. You know, that's what really rattles a man. But what really rattles a man, I met this guy on Dan Potts' channel. Big up Dan Potts, by the way. He brought me onto his channel with Big Steve to talk about the news in the Prem and everything that's going on with the clubs. This guy is going places. You might know him from AFTV himself. He starts doing bits. This guy is not going to back down from any fight whatsoever. Don't matter what you throw at him, I'm telling you now, he will bring back a one-liner and it will smack you right in the face. But big up Premzy, all the way from Manchester. Nice, man. It's nice to see you, my bro.
Now, big up, bro. First of all, thank you for having me on. Debut on the show, so I appreciate it. And it's going to be a good one. You get me? We've got some Chelsea guys in the cut. We got the Arsenal guys in the cut. And it's going to be tasty, let me tell you. And let me tell you something, yeah? If Lee decides to skip next week, I'll jump in and take the licks if you lose, you get me? Because this is what I do. But now, big up. It's a pleasure to share the panel as well with all the guests and everybody in the comments as well. So big up yourself, my brother.
Yeah, man. And last but not least, I've never actually spoken to him on my channel, but I've spoken to him on another channel. He told me he's going to be watching out for Man United results. You think you can come to me this time when your club is below mine? No, you can't. You have got to face the mighty Arsenal, according to them, at your ground, which might be their hunting ground. So I do wonder where he's going to get his chest from today. Because if it isn't today, it's going to have to be next week. But anyways, on the road to 30K, Big Six, the man of the hour himself. Big up Matisse, man.
Big up. Much appreciated. I'm looking forward to it. It's terrible timing. Hope we'll know this. Terrible timing, but it is what it is. Listen, you're not down, you're not out yet. So I'm looking forward to it, man. The record isn't even that smooth against Arsenal recently. So I'm expecting all the chest from these guys, and we're just going to have to play it like chess. You know what I mean? We're going to have to be very calm and collected.
Yeah,
you know
man.
It's funny. You know, it's mad because I know everyone's been calling him Matisse. I'm not going to disrespect you today, Matisse, but I am going to disrespect your team. I am going to disrespect your team today. So
I couldn't hear it.
Understandable. I hear it.
I'm gonna have to go through some of the comments first before we get stuck into it as well. Just quickly, big up everyone that's here. Big up Ty, big up Daps in the building as always. Make sure you're liking the video, guys, as well. Big up Sid as well. Lovely to see you, my guy, all the way from India. If anyone's seen the background of his bedroom, it looks like a chocolate bar. Anyways, other than that, man, big Chelsea fan. Big up Blue Larson, as I said. New memberships, guys. If you want to become a member, it's in the description below. Big up Ilyas as well. He says, I want to be a member. Where's the link? Ilyas, I think you're a member of every channel, you know. I'll be honest. This guy supports everybody. Ilyas is everywhere. Big up Foggy Football Talks. Prem's in the house. Double A Witherspoon in the building. Jay Millsy, Angry Gooner, Active Gunner as well. Aways, Hurrah. There's many of you. Big up I'm Mama Flossie. Big up new member in the building as well. Solo MCFC. Big up new member. That's 3 members coming thick and fast. Zohaib. Lovely to see you. What long-term fan of the channel and so forth, man. I big up everyone that's in here. Ibby with a super chat quickly. He says, Matisse and Have Hope. How many points behind Arsenal are you?
No. Look, see, I'm gonna be respectful to our little bros, man. I think that it's cool to see like our little bros doing so well and so forth and everything. You know, I just hope that they can find a way to actually win a UCL and come up to our level. So look, it's cool that our little bro is having a bit of shine. So we are proud of them, you know. So yeah, it's good.
Little bro, you know, don't take the piss. Come on, fam. White them sunglasses.
No. Look, guys, okay, let's be real.
We know he's not serious. You know what? I would say
I am big snow. You are our little bros. Mattis, you're our little bros, and I'm happy that you're doing well as a little bros.
I can't even see if you're telling the truth or not because you're hiding the pain underneath your sunglasses there. So we'll keep it moving, man. We'll keep that moving.
Oh, okay. Look, as I said again, I'm actually complimenting you. I say it's good that our little bros are actually doing so well and everything. So it's good that our little brothers, you know, who will always be beneath us, are having a bit of shine. So it's
That's
cool.
funny because these little bros, I'm sure you ain't beat us in the Prem for about 4 years or something mad like that, fam. So I don't know what you're talking about.
What's so busy winning UCLs and Premier League titles?
Yeah, fair enough. We give you your credit. You won Champions League. But when it comes to this English
titles and European League titles and so forth.
mate. We won 13. What have you won? Football.
When else did you win like a major trophy? When else did you win like a league?
10 years ago, fam. We won the league at your stadium. You get me, dog? Have you done that too?
Like
Nah, you
100,000
haven't,
years
you get me?
ago.
You get me? No, exactly. But it is what it is. Football's about history. Once you start polishing and shining that stadium up, come and talk to us. You know what I mean?
I didn't get the memo. Honestly, I'm sorry, Hope.
Do you know why we now have to discipline our little bros?
It's convenient though, because you got the two Chelsea fans. They're in the mud right now. They're hiding the pain between their sunglasses or behind their sunglasses. So it's all right though. Man.
I didn't get the memo. I didn't get the memo. I apologize. I had the sunglasses ready.
Men in black over here. You get me standing. Come on, let's have some good football chat though as well. We get the debut on. Yeah, I'm a proper footballing man. You get me? So man wants to speak about this game now. Speak about Aubameyang as well and see what the situation is, because there was a lot of hype coming about Aubameyang joining Chelsea, and what's he doing? He's doing up bench right about now. So it is what it is, people. Let's have it.
Yeah, I Wolves F1 or F5. Sorry, my bad. Don't get onto me. I've done that mistake before. He says, never a foul. You're a great panel chat. I appreciate your comment, man. Appreciate it a lot. Appreciate everyone else's comments as well. They're all obviously laughing at you guys. Matisse, man, put the sunglasses on. I don't know if you're trying to cower away a little bit. I don't know if it's the memo.
I just didn't get the memo. Hope obviously just reminded me there the little bros and whatnot. So I just had to get the sunglasses. I had them right there ready.
Yes, because we can't look at our little brothers straight. We have to because they're not worthy enough to look at us eye to eye. So it is what it is. So yeah.
What's your feelings going into the Arsenal game this weekend on Sunday? It's an early kickoff as well. It's the first one of the day. I'm pretty sure all you man are going to be there. So on that note, it's like, how are you actually feeling with Chelsea? Graham Potter, like he went from, the Potter Wizards. You had the Chamber of Stinkers last time out. Todd Voldemort doing his thing and that. Like it's for Arsenal on fire, man. You can't deny it. But you can't deny that them man are looking.
Look. Let's be real here. Like Arsenal are doing really well. For me, I already said that there are two teams that are already looking for top four. That's Arsenal and Man City. They're already looking for top four. Everyone else is still a question. Arsenal City, for sure, minimum, they're going to get top four. And when you just look at the amount of points that they've accumulated, how well they are playing, how well Saliba has fit in, how well Jesus has fit in, and just how well they're playing and just how cohesive they look good. And if we're being real and fully objective, the smart money is for Arsenal to maybe get the win. But this is what Chelsea do. Chelsea are that kind of team whenever Chelsea's back is against the wall and you completely write them off, they somehow find a way to get the win. So I'm not going to be foolish enough to say that, oh my gosh, we're going to beat. No, 100% Chelsea have changed their manager. This is a manager who is, for the first time, having to deal, because this ain't Brighton. So he's not dealing with a greater level of pressure. So Chelsea are still in a transition period. This is year 4, 5, or 6 for Arteta. So they are very deep into their process right now.
That's not facts, though. But that's not facts. Come on.
What's not facts?
Well, he's not 4 or 5 years. That's so far fetched. This is the start of his third full season.
Because you see how they're now using special words and everything. Fine, his third full season, which is a lot more than what Potter has had.
I'm giving you facts.
Can I ask?
It's 4 to 5 years deep into the process, or whatever
fair.
you want to return. But it's not. It's 3 into the season.
Can I ask either of you two? Were you ever Arteta out?
I was.
Bro, man was Arteta out, fam. You see, man screaming it from Man City. You know what I'm trying to say. Don't be trying to ask them little questions when you raw. No, ask it directly, fam.
Yeah,
I'm just asking both of you.
I was Arteta out. Yeah. I was.
Oh,
but bro,
have you guys apologized?
Nah, man don't need to apologize. Man's allowed to change his opinion. You get me? Because this is life, real life. Get me? I had all these football fans. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Arteta in, Arteta out, bro. You're allowed to change your opinions. You get me? Tell me I'm wrong.
I'll be honest, right? I'll be honest. For me,
take them glasses off, fam.
You know what? I've cracked as well. With the sunglasses. You know what it is? I think they realize that our future's quite bright, so it's blinding them. So let's.
He asked you a question. Have you apologized to Arteta when you were raising the pitchforks?
I've said it times, and I said, you know what it is? My rhetoric has kind of changed on it. I'm not really one to do the Arteta in and Arteta out, because you can see, right? Like those things don't work with managers. Like I feel like you do need to have a little bit of humbling sometimes. And I feel like I've been humbled, and the reason why I've been humbled is because I can see not only what Arteta's doing, but I'm seeing. Even if you look at Liverpool now, sometimes you have to look at the ownership. You have to look at things that are happening in the club, and you look at Arsenal and you see verbatim what was going on, and you can see the issues that we had, and Arteta had to face the brunt of that. And that's why I feel like, for me, I had to step back and say, no, I have to really back this guy because he's doing some really good things, and no one can deny that. No one on this panel can deny that.
Now listen, look, all messing around aside, let me say as well, yeah, I was a massive Arteta outer, bro, because see me, I'm a fan that wants the best for my club, you get me? And for the best part of 18 years, we have not got the best Arsenal out there, you get me? So when I'm seeing shit that's going wrong, best believe I'm calling that out. Now, if you're telling me Arsenal after first 3 games that sitting bottom of the Premier League is right, bro, these man need to give your Reds a wobble. You know what I'm trying to say? Now, right about now, rightly so. If you watch my fan cams, you watch my content, I give the guy his due, deserves credit. You get me? However, it's still not over for me. You got to go and do something, because it's all good being first right now, but it's a long, hard season. Get me? There's no easy game in this Premier League. You get me? So you still got to do it. For me, I need a trophy and definitely cement that top 4. Then that's progression. Then I can say, you know what, Arteta, man is sorry. But at the moment, like Lee's saying, we are eating humble pie a little bit here and there, because right now, there's nothing really you can complain about when it comes to the Arsenal. And big up to Arteta and big up to all the players as well, man.
No, but I think the key thing, just looking ahead for this game though, is like, even if Arsenal were to beat Chelsea, and based on the form and everything, I just still, like, that's what I said. It doesn't. I'm not really worried, because there is still a sizable gap between Chelsea and Arsenal in terms of just where they are status-wise, you know. Because for Arsenal,
it's crazy talk,
again, man. Like, they've not really been relevant for such a long time.
Matisse, can I? No. Matisse, you don't believe that, though, do you? Matisse, you don't believe that.
Let me just make my point.
Come on, Matisse, you're a smart man. Come on, you don't believe that.
No, okay, let me just make my point. I just think, for me, for Arsenal, it's cool that they've
I like the silence. I like it.
No, but I just think they've not been relevant for such a long time that this win will be almost like a World Cup win for them. Because because we're so used to winning trophies, we are dealing with a whole other kind. Like, bro, we're going to be the Champions League draw on Monday, and when Potter figures things out, hopefully we can maybe get top 4. So this for me is more about Arsenal.
One sec. Let me hold you there. Hopefully you get top 4. You don't believe you're going to get top 4?
I think there's so many teams going for top 4 right now. You'd be a fool to say that you're definitely going to get it. For me, it all depends on the transfer window in January. Who acts and who doesn't? I said it last season with Tottenham versus Arsenal. Arsenal obviously chose not to do too much. Tottenham got Kulusevski and Bentancur. They ended up getting it. Those 2 signings have made a massive difference. If Chelsea go into that window and they get rid of some players that are not contributing to the squad, like the Ziyech's, like the Zakarias, and they bring in the needs, like the DM and the positions that they've neglected, then I expect Chelsea to get top 4. But if they don't, and Liverpool sort themselves out, or Newcastle go again, then we could easily miss out. So for me, with this fixture, though, I do agree with Hope to a good degree, is that Arsenal haven't achieved anything yet. Like, you're doing fantastically, and credit where it's due, but you haven't achieved anything yet. And this Chelsea team and us Chelsea fans have just come off of a Champions League win a couple of years ago. That's the creme de la creme of football. That is what Man City have been trying to build for the last 10 years. That's what PSG have been
that's
trying
what
to build for the
defines
last
you as
10
a
years.
big club.
So
Arsenal,
we're going for our own crisis, but our crisis is not a normal crisis. We are very spoiled, and I'm very aware of that. Do you know what I mean? Like, people are making a massive deal of the Brighton game, and rightly so, because we got slapped up. But at the end of the day, when everything goes wrong in one game, you can kind of see it. And when your best centre-back, Thiago Silva, is having a clanger inside the first 5 minutes, you know that it's going to be a long day, and it's just one of those days where you're going to get slapped up. Same as Brentford, same as West Brom last couple of years. But in terms of, like, pedigree, there still has to be, like, Arsenal fans can only take it so far with how they disrespect other clubs, because at the end of the day, you haven't won a Premier League since the Burgundy boys, and you haven't won the
bro,
Champions
let me
League.
tell you something, bro.
You have to make sure that
these guys are not been relevant in like over a
It's
decade.
facts, yeah. It's facts. We're the third biggest club in this country.
You've not been relevant for over a decade.
Who
are you guys, man?
I told you.
One sec.
It's like Matisse, the disrespect
Premzy.
from these guys, these peasants.
One sec. One at a time. Because then if you're gonna shout over one over another, no one can hear you. By the way, I'm just gonna say. But big up for the super chat, by the way, Rakesh. He says, "Have hope, he's a goat, man."
You know what? There's
Love
2
that.
points to what you're going to say. The first point is, I know you don't believe what Have Hope said about this game being like a World Cup win.
No, I wouldn't say it's a World Cup. I like the way you said it.
Deep down in your heart, if you kind of had to be objective, you know that Arsenal are genuinely still a big club than you. But
What?
yes, you have.
Hold on.
Whoa, Matisse, are you gonna allow him to say that?
Wait, hold on.
Let's not put words in my mouth now.
No. I'm just assuming that you're going to agree with the things I'm saying, but I'm not putting words in your mouth. I think you are going to agree with me the fact that you think Arsenal are a bigger club than Chelsea.
No, I'm not. No.
Okay, fair enough. But
No.
You do know that it's not just the Champions League thing that defines a club. Because if you have hope, you did say that the reason why Chelsea are a bigger club is because you got European trophies. But then that means in that same sentence that Ajax are a bigger club than Arsenal, that Celtic are a bigger club than Arsenal, that
it's also recency. It's also recency as well. It's not just winning. It's like 3,000 years ago.
Okay. But
as Matisse just said, we're coming off a UCL win a few years ago. You've not won the UCL ever in your life. You've been to one final and you bricked it. So what are you saying?
Let me just say something. You know why Chelsea fans say that? Because they were absolute bums before Roman Abramovich come. Bums.
There is nothing wrong with being little bros. There's nothing wrong with being little bros.
Than you overall. You get me? We got a bigger fan base than you, bro. And historically,
who cares?
Much classier club than you, man. So it is what it is. Credit to you, you've won a few Champions Leagues. Well done. You get me? When it comes to the size of Arsenal Football Club compared to Chelsea, you're a little man. Trust me, believe that.
Who had more European success before Roman came in?
Chelsea did. They did.
So this whole disrespect of you did nothing before Roman.
Bro, listen, Arsenal and United, Arsenal and Chelsea, bro. It's not just about Champions League. It's about this league.
Yeah, but
English
European success
not
is
just
very
about
no. Everything counts. Everything counts.
Exactly, but overall we got more trophies than you. Am I wrong? No, I'm not.
I don't know if you're
there. Have we got bigger fans? Have we got more fans?
But you've never won the biggest club trophy ever in your life.
Soon come, fam. Soon come. Don't worry.
Let's not shout. Let's not do shout. No. I'm saying in general, right? But you see what you're saying, right? How you said that, Chelsea had more European success than Arsenal before Roman. But you still weren't a bigger club than Arsenal, and this is what I'm trying to say. And look, I'm not downgrading. I'm not trying to belittle the Champions League. You not only got one, you got two. So I have to give the respect.
And the 2 Europa Leagues as well.
And the 2 Europa Leagues, I have to give them respect as well. No doubt in that. But when you come on chat and you say this whole little bro thing, that's crazy. That is like it's not right. And you know that Arsenal are a bigger club than Arsenal. You just know it.
But Lee, I'm actually saying it's good. You should feel privileged to be our little bros. It's actually it's a compliment.
Let me land, right? Because my thing is, I'm not really engaging in the whole little bros thing because I know you're not being serious. I know it's for kicks and giggles and it's not real.
It's not actually.
That's why I'm trying to just kind of move past that point. But I'm trying to just make sure that you man understand that I could belittle you man and say that you man were up for £1. But I wouldn't do that stuff because it's boring. I'm trying to come with the facts and the figures and say, look, yeah, we can banter, we can have a laugh with a joke, but at the end of the day, you can't say that we are your little bros because when it comes to overall success, we are a bigger club. The same way how we're a bigger club than PSG, but they've had untold amounts of success for the last 15, 12 years. And that's just the way it works. And when they win the Champions League, yes, big up Lewis, man. That's my guy. I'm gonna be showing but listen, it's not for me. It's not a thing where I'm gonna start looking at Chelsea. But you know what? I am gonna sort of agree with you because you know what? You said something which I agreed with, and I was saying from a little while before you were saying. With Arteta, I think going back to Arteta, it was the whole thing about he didn't really overachieve what he should have done last season. And I think to get to a certain level, you have to overachieve and show that you can do more with maybe sometimes less. And I think Arteta did drop the ball, but ultimately, I still think you have to remember in that first season when he came, we beat Sheffield United away, which was a hard game. We then beat Man City and we beat Chelsea in the final. No matter what you want to say, we still did that. And then again, in the next season, at the start of the season, no matter what you want to say, we beat Liverpool in the Community Shield. Not a worthy cup, nothing to shout home, but it's the team we beat. So that's where I'm kind of coming back with the Arteta thing. Like when you overall look at everything, yes, the performances of the league have been poor, but he has shown in moments some brilliance, and he has shown that he is growing and developing as a young manager in the world of football. So yeah, look, that's where I'm at with it.
No, I think for me, looking at this game in particular, because my thing though is, for instance, let's say if Chelsea win, how much would that affect Arsenal? But then again, you look at when people expect them to beat United, they lost to United, but then they didn't bounce back. So I don't think that because again, Arsenal, like, let's just be fully objective, Arsenal are favourites. They are much more informed. They are well into their projects and everybody is well versed. As we saw from the Brighton game and the Brentford game and the Villa game and the United game, Potter is a new manager still trying to get to grips as to, is it a back three? Is it a back four? Do I use these wing backs? Do I not? So even coming into this game right now, I'm sure Potter is thinking that, okay, wait, should we employ wing backs against Arsenal or should we go for a back four? Personally, I say go for a back four, because if Brentford and Villa are cutting through three defenders, Arsenal are going to cut through the three defenders. So for me, fire but with fire. Back four, try to control the game. Because if you allow Arsenal to dictate the game, those chances that Brentford didn't put away, Martinelli will put those chances away. Odegaard will put those chances away. Jesus will put those chances away. So I think that it would be very dangerous. So that's why when I'm looking at the approach, I do feel Chelsea, especially at Stamford Bridge, they have to try to dictate the game. If they allow Arsenal to dictate the game and come onto them and think of a counter, no. So I don't know whether Martin thinks about this. Like Sterling and Pulisic at wing backs, that is horrible. Specifically knowing that Martinelli is on those wings. So is Martinelli on the left or the right?
Left.
He's on the left.
So that's Pulisic's thing. And we saw what Pulisic did against Brighton. So that will be a horrible decision if he puts Pulisic at a wing back with Martinelli there. So I think that's for Chelsea. As good as Arsenal are, my approach is you've got to just try to impose yourself upon them. You have to just impose yourself upon them. But I mean, but that's the issue. Potter, he's not sure exactly what the best formation is, because the last few games Chelsea have been outplayed. Kepa saved us in those previous games. So Arsenal know exactly what they want to do, and they know exactly how to play and everything. So that's again plays to the advantage. But all I'm saying though is the way Arsenal fans are talking, I've heard they're going to win the title, Arsenal are back, it's a return to greatness and so forth. Don't lose at the bridge. That's all I'm saying. Don't you dare lose at the bridge.
Let me. One second, Matisse, if you don't mind as well. Like, just a quick one, guys. There's nearly 300 of you in here. Please smash the like button and please follow all these guys. Socials down below. Up above is one of the title. You can click either one. And also on here, as you know, if you wasn't here at the start of the video, we're running our memberships now. So if you want to, there's all different exclusives. This is our first membership and it'll be running for a while. Nothing too much if you guys don't mind. Just support the channel, support the boys, getting on the call-in shows and so forth. Member shout out. So big up everyone that is a member. It's literally in the description below. If you can't find it, I'll post it in the chat if you want. But yeah, man, guys, smash the damn like button and go follow these guys' socials. I got one super chat here as well from Ibby. He's saying Partey is the key. Chelsea's press will have to be perfect to make sure he can't make those line-breaking passes. What will be your midfield? But yeah, sorry, Matisse, go and run your thing.
Yeah, I mean, last couple of years, it's important to note as well. Once under Lampard and once under Tuchel, Chelsea were in the same position as Arsenal around about this time of the year, first, and then things fell off the wheel, so to speak. Things unravelled very quickly. So a lot is being made of this start because, of course, it's very unexpected and no one saw Arsenal be in this position. But there is a long way to go, and I do think in the last couple of weeks, obviously you got back to winning ways, but the team looks like it's starting to tire a little bit. Maybe it's a lack of, I don't know. I think depth-wise, we know that Arsenal's starting 11 is very strong right now. But if you was to throw in a couple players in certain positions like Partey, like Jesus, the strength isn't there. I think for us, we do need to go back to a 4. I agree. I think there's players playing in positions where they're not quite comfortable. Pulisic is not, he's not much, and Sterling is not Trossard. So we're trying to play them in the similar positions they played at Brighton. It's not really working, especially in the Premier League. I think against Salzburg, different conversation when you're dominating, but in a game against Brighton, that's very difficult. Then you do need to be able to defend, and they wasn't. So Saka looks like he's going to be back as well. I expect it to be a very, very tight game. I'm not going to lie. I do expect it to be a very tight game. I think for us, it's just about getting back to basics after what happened against Brighton. I think we can now go to that 4 because Koulibaly's back. Trevor's been in good form. We wasn't really able to do that with only Silva because you kind of want to put a little bit more security around him with his age. I think now with Koulibaly back, we might have a chance of going back to a 4. But yeah, the performances of Cucurella, Sterling, I'm not overly worried, to be honest, about these players because I do know that they're quality players. They've shown it in this league already, and I think it's just little factors here and there, and them just needing to step it up as well. Maybe if they're dropped and they respond, etc. So it's right there for Aubameyang, you know, against his old club to do damage. But we'll see what he does because he's been a bit hit and miss since he's joined. He's been a bit up and down.
Definitely. What were you gonna say as well, Hope, quickly?
Yeah, so obviously, guys, I've just got to dip real quick. So this is just the last thing I have to say, and please don't interrupt me. Let me just say one last thing and let me go. So please don't interrupt me. Please don't interrupt me. Let me just talk. So I hope Aubameyang scores because they said that scientifically the greatest celebration of all time was when Aubameyang scored, and he ran the length of the pitch and celebrated in front of the Arsenal fans. I want Aubameyang to do the same thing. That's the first thing. Second thing is this. I've got three things. So this is my second thing is this. I will say it again. When I said that you are our little bros, it was a term of endearment and was actually a compliment. You should feel honored to be the little brothers of a team as big as Chelsea. And when you win a Champions League, then hold on. Let me just Kaz, can you please mute these guys? This is my final sermon.
Listen, I just been sitting here listening to all you for Pierre time. Yeah, not said one word.
So second thing,
I'm going to say what I want to say. This is what
second thing is that I hope and pray that when you finally win a Champions League, you can finally be on our level because we still run London and always have.
Yeah, win 13 leagues as well, my G.
Kaz, you know you can actually meet this guy.
I respect him enough to not be able to do that.
I don't. Last thing, good luck to Arsenal this weekend. Oh, it's going to be a great game, an amazing game. And even if Arsenal win, you will still be our illegitimate children. Simple as that. Kaz, it's been swell. Good luck on the weekend. Peace.
Running scared. Do one.
I'm gonna have to bring somebody else in. I'm gonna have to bring somebody else in as his replacement. Coming in at the moment, another one of our guys, Lewis. Just get in here, my boy. Let's go.
Pick up, my guys, my little brother.
I'm so glad.
What's everybody saying?
I've got obviously you've heard all of that, you guys, yeah, as well. But let me share something that you Arsenal fans also know about the head-to-head record when it comes to actually Stamford Bridge as well, isn't it? So I'm just gonna quickly share the screen for some people that don't know about this, if it's still here. The actual last time, I don't know what the hell that is. The last time Chelsea won against Arsenal at the Bridge was about 4 years ago. Back in 2018. Literally, I think that's the 18th of August, which was the start of the season. So I can see now why Arsenal fans call Stamford Bridge a bit of a hunting ground. And when you actually see how many times Arsenal won compared to Chelsea, but Chelsea also win at the Emirates. It's like you both just swap each other's grounds or something. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just like one of the reasons why you boys are pretty much confident of beating Chelsea this weekend, especially they are a wounded fox, and I don't ever know Chelsea to really ever go on really bad runs unless it was like, do you call them troops?
What, yeah. Do you know what?
No. Chatting to someone in the chat, he's been dumb.
Do you know what? Yeah. Let me just say, and it's on the game. Look, I think Matisse has got a very good point as well, because I say all the time, Arsenal fans, we just got to take it game by game. It's a long, hard season, and anything can happen. But let me also tell you this, yeah. When you're sitting at the top of the table, you've got every right to be confident. You've got every right to enjoy it. Because like I've said, in recent years, we've been nowhere near the level that we should be. Nobody expected Arsenal to be in this position so far this season. Throughout the whole 12 games, we've been hearing, we're going to drop off when they play Liverpool, when they play Tottenham, when they play Palace on the first day of the season. All of this nonsense, you get me? And we've come out. So we should be confident playing Chelsea. Chelsea on the back of 2 draws and a defeat. And they didn't just literally have a defeat against Brighton. They jumped off the bridge. You get me? They got absolutely pummeled in. So we need to be confident, and I don't see no reason why we shouldn't be. Yeah, respect Chelsea. They've got great players. They've got a good manager in Potter for me, and I think the future will be bright for Chelsea because you clearly seen what he's done at Brighton, and he's got to have some time to implement his style of play. with Chelsea, bring in the right players that he wants. So I do give them that they're going through a little bit of a process right now. And this is why Arsenal should be confident. You get me? If you look at even the head-to-heads over all Arsenal versus Chelsea, we picked them anyway. You get me? So why not? That's all I want to say on it, you get me? Because it is going to be a tough game, but let's be confident as Arsenal fans to go in this game. Times have changed. Football works in cycles, you get me? Like you said, they've not beat us for over 4 years in the Premier League at their ground. So let's just go there and do this.
We have to really remember, right? Like, as much as Chelsea was successful before Roman, they've had a 20-year span of dominance. No one can take that away from them. But again, when it comes to this whole bigger club and bro, like, what are we doing here? Like, are we talking about 20 years? Or are we talking about 138 years? Or 140 years? Or 110 years? For however long these clubs have been standing for. And again, I just think it's crazy that people talk about that big thing. But yeah, on Sunday, I think Chelsea will be confident because they're at home, and I think that's the main thing. They will also probably be confident because they've got Aubameyang, and they know Aubameyang wants to turn up against us. But also, we have to think that we have a very, very good team. Like, no matter what anyone wants to say, we have a very good team, and I think our midfield should really be able to dominate your midfield, and even probably I'll say our strike force against your defenders. You probably got a couple of players out who you're probably not banking on.
So you're basically saying, on that note, it's like it's kind of saying that Arsenal should win this game, because you're saying
no. Arsenal should win this game. Arsenal should win. I tell you what, Arsenal should not lose the game. That's for definite. They shouldn't lose the game. So whether it's a draw or a win, depending on how the game goes, I could sit here and say we should beat them 2-3-0. But it could be in a game where we just get outplayed. There's a lot of things that we get a red card, and I'll take a draw. So yeah, currently, 100%. We're top of the league, and they are, I think, 5th. So yeah, we should beat them on that. And I don't see no reason why. As I said, we've got a better team that is functioning, and you've got Potter, who's, listen, Lewis will tell you, I love Potter, man. I think he's a great manager, and I don't take any sort of anything away from that Brighton result. Like, it's one result that they've had in, I think, 8 games or 6 games or whatever it is, when they've had a poor result. For me, I'm more looking at them saying, look, they're going to be at home. They're going to bounce back from that, and they're hopefully going to try and turn up for the team. But yeah, like, I'm not too worried about Chelsea this season. I think that they can be got at. I think they really can be got at from many, many different places. And I think for us, we just have to go there, show our game, put the impetus on them to kind of come out. And yeah, look, we can do our thing.
Yeah, man. I big up AMT with a super chat as well. It says, how can Arsenal be the younger brother when Chelsea was born in 2004? See, even I can't come with that shameless comment because you got.
That's why.
Chelsea were doing bits before, man. They did win trophies even before Roman, man. To be honest, I'll be honest. Like, they done their bit. I think they won.
Did they win again? I don't even know what they won, to be fair.
They actually won a European. They won a few FA Cups. They won actually a super.
They were FA Cup team. They were FA Cup.
Yeah,
team.
but they won the European Championship thing, which is the equivalent to Europa as well. C says Arsenal are gonna win solely for the fact their midfield is balanced, especially with a good deal. Look, Lewis, man, you're not the biggest advocates on Arsenal. You hate them, bro. Let's just put it like that. You, man, absolutely hate them. Matisse, I can tell you don't like them either. It is where it's Lewis, man. What's your take with the Arsenal game? And also, like, what kind of midfield would you go with? Because I've seen a few of the super chats talk about the midfield. And obviously, they're bigging up Party, rightfully so. Like, he didn't even get pressed in Nottingham Forest. That's how bad it was, man. Like, we couldn't even get close to him. So, what's your thoughts on the midfield and the whole of Chelsea situation?
Yeah, our midfield is a little bit sticky. I think that's our most volatile spot where we can be got at, because injuries have kind of fucked us, with N'Golo being out for ages. Kovacic is basically being played on a game-by-game basis and can't play a full 90. I'm not too sure what midfield we could go for, because I think Jorginho goes in there. If Kovacic doesn't play a lot today, which I hope to God he doesn't, he goes straight in, and then probably you throw Mason Mount in there, and you got a midfield free. And on their day, they can do something if they're motivated, but it's all about on their day. I'm just hoping the players actually turn up and recognize the significance of this game, because if they do that, we're 100% capable of getting a result. And I'm going into this game knowing exactly what it means for the sake of both sides. And Arsenal will be a bit cautious too. Any more points dropped and they drop off the top spot. So it's not plain sailing for Arsenal, just like it isn't for Chelsea. But for us, it's about the players recognizing the significance of this game, starting well, because the last 2 times we played at the Bridge, the problem is we were very complacent. We came into the game expecting that we had already won it, and Arsenal ran rings around us because of our own issues. Chelsea's biggest issues isn't their opposition. Chelsea's biggest issues are themselves. If we come into this game switched on and motivated, there is no reason why we should be leaving without 3 points. Simple as that.
Yeah. What about you, Matisse, man?
I think for me it is about the way that we set up, because the last few games we have had to make a substitution quite early, pull off Cucurella or do this, do that, bring on Kovacic and make it a midfield three. So the 11 that Potter puts out, he needs to get it spot on. He needs to make sure that he's putting that team out perfectly equipped to deal with any Arsenal threat, because if he gets it wrong and we set up wrong, and then the first 5-10 minutes, say we go a goal down, then we have to come out, and we're not really suited to that from what I've seen over the last couple of years to be chasing a game. So we do need to step it up a little bit and be a little bit more on top of things from minute one, because I've seen too much messing around the first 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes even. But I do feel like if we do turn up, then it's still the same Chelsea in the respect of we're not an easy team to beat. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel like if we turn up at our best, we can't get a win here. So I think what Lewis is saying, our biggest enemies are ourselves, and if we come correct, then I think it will be a tight game. And if I expect Arsenal to come correct, I can't imagine that Arsenal are going to come here and fold. So we're going to have to step it up.
I don't know what Premzy thought about the. Sorry, man.
Could I read that out quickly for C as well? And I was just going to put this out, even just for the panel in general. Like, is this going to be maybe one of the key factors? He says overplaying, obviously, Kovacic. Oh, Kovacic. Sorry, I don't know how to actually say his name. How do you man say Kovacic? Is it Kovacic or Kovacic? Kovacic. Yeah. That you say his name properly, yeah. All right. Is he injured?
Playing
on an injury.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Yeah, sorry, Lee, my guy. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say for me, look, like as well. I don't know what Premzy's gonna think, but when we played Man United away, we actually dominated the ball, and we kind of had possession without real intent. And I think, firstly, we're going to learn from that game, and I think we'll be able to go into that the Chelsea game with a lot more vim and actual kind of readiness to kind of actually get goals instead of doing the same thing which is a lot of passing. But I think we'll be able to keep the ball quite well against you guys, and I think that's going to obviously play into our hands to kind of really penetrate your defense, and hopefully we can obviously get some goals, because I think when we're going away against these big teams now, we're actually coming with a real good setup. Whereas a few years ago, when we had Emery and we had obviously Wenger before that, we weren't. We were kind of going gun ho, and I think now we really kind of have a good idea of what we're going to do and how we're going to attack and how we're going to actually exploit people's weaknesses. So yeah, that's just where I'm looking at it. I don't really feel like there's any real excuse for Arsenal to not pick up at least a point. Obviously going for the 3 points. I don't know what Premzy thinks as well.
Yeah, I thought, by the way, 400 damn guys. Premzy, please tell me what to do, man. Yeah, Premzy.
Like, you get me, hit that like for every one of them on them in here. You get me, smash the like button now, people. It's down there. It's free of charge. You get me. And if you don't do it, you're just a hater, and it's simple as that. I'm telling you now for a fact.
And make sure you go and follow all of our channels, man. Like, make sure you go and follow all our channels.
I can't stress it enough, man. I'm gonna add Lewis's channel in there.
Listen, let me just touch on that quick time. Yeah, what Lee's saying, because I agree. Barring the United game, if you look at Arsenal's away performances this season, they've been second to none. We've kept more clean sheets away from home than we have at home this season. I feel like our balance of play is top notch right now. The transition between defense to attack is on point. The problem is we need to be a bit more clinical. Now, if we go to Stamford Bridge and we create these opportunities and we're not clinical enough, then we might be the problems of our own downfall. You get me? There's no game in this Premier League that is an easy game. You get me? So I'm not taking Chelsea lightly. But the reason I'm confident in this game is because Stamford Bridge in recent years has been a ground we've gone to and we've performed well and we've got them points, very vital points at certain times as well, that when we've needed it, we've gone and got them. Obviously, Chelsea have just had a demolition job done on him by Brighton. So they're going to be a bit of a wounded animal. And I feel like Arsenal are going to sit down there and they're going to realise, you know what, we can't just take this game lightly, because they're going to want to come out and get a victory. They've not had a victory in 3 games. Now, if that was us, bro, best believe we're doing everything to win that game. Now, can that be a detriment to Chelsea coming out too fast and maybe not showing Arsenal that respect? That's another question. That's something we're going to have to wait and see. But the most important thing is we have to be clinical, because the one thing about Arsenal this season is we have been creating chances. Yeah, that first half against Nottingham Forest, we should have buried them off in the first half, but we didn't. Arteta must have took him in at half time and told him, look, time to be ruthless. We came out that second half and we would be ruthless. Look, Forest beat Liverpool the game before that. Obviously, I know Liverpool ain't doing so great, but you can't take anything away from what they've been doing over the last 4 or 5 years, Liverpool. So there is no easy game in the Premier League. And yeah, I do respect Chelsea. I'm not saying I don't respect Chelsea. Aubameyang,
I don't
you know,
think
it's
I
going to
don't
be...
think there is. You know, I'll be honest. I think there's some people that don't really respect Chelsea as much. Like to me, yeah. Like when I go to that ground, yeah, I didn't even, bro. Give you a point, fam. I don't care. Like Matisse, you saw how much chest I had. Not that much. You know what I mean? It was a bit of false.
Kaz, in the game, you were thinking you should have got 3 points because Chelsea were really poor. So I think even for Arsenal, the way that you played, I think we're a better footballing team at this moment in time, and we're functioning better. So if they did what they did to Chelsea, obviously
don't ever do that. Don't do that. I don't compare your team to my team. My team beat yours.
Your team are about 7th, fam. What are you talking about, bro? You sort your eyes out, yo. What are you talking about?
Respect us, because you
Where are you
talking
fifth?
about Man United look all right, fam. Don't this
Yeah, they do look all right. They do look all right. I'm not gonna lie, but realistically, right now, bro, we're sitting top of the table. You get me? And I'm loving all the hate. That means we're going in the right direction.
Not for long, bro. Not for long.
I swear that
Lewis, you ain't got about you being at the top.
You know what? Yeah, when Leicester won that league, when Leicester won that league, nobody was saying. Everyone was saying the same thing. You get the next.
So you're comparing yourself to the Leicester, yeah? You're saying the next
football's a funny game, innit? And you just don't know what happens in football, innit? I'm praying and hoping we win the league, because as an Arsenal fan, that's the ultimate goal, innit? Obviously, I know it's too soon for us, because when you got Man City in the league that are just an absolute animal, it's hard for anyone. But right now, whilst we're there, if we could just take it game by game, we beat Chelsea, build more confidence, and just keep going, innit? Simple as that. You tried to bring your dead team in here right about now.
I didn't want to. I'm not joking. I actually wanted you boys to actually do something against. Fuck that. Matisse, if your team, I swear that I'm coming. I'm gonna at you. I'm gonna at you so many times on Twitter to respond. Yeah. If you man don't beat them, I swear down, I'm gonna get so many people just to overload your shit, and you're gonna have to mute that tweet.
I don't
every
mind.
single time.
I don't mind.
Let me.
I mute my tweets anyway.
I will not be about.
I don't mind. You think if we don't win, you think I want to be online?
You two, yeah.
You're not gonna catch me. You're not gonna catch me on Twitter, please.
So I will not be on social media that night, bro.
I will tucked up in my bed, headphones on,
Zoomy in my hand,
sunglasses on,
100%. 100%, bro. If we lose, the video goes out and I go to bed and I lie there and that's it. No one ain't gonna be able to get a hold of me. My phone will be on silent, everything, lock off. It won't happen.
But then you got to face Big Six on the Monday.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll go and recharge with a Red Bull. You know what I mean?
We know what he's gonna do. He's got. We know he's got that. He's got that mask that he's gonna wear, innit? He's got the belly, the green belly that he was wearing,
and them sunglasses. Make sure you drop off them again.
Where do you get those, by the way? Just for future reference.
I'm not even sure. You know, Saj got that, so I'm not even sure where he got it from.
Yeah. You know what? Next time you're on the bloody Prem wrap up with the Don Robbie show, I'm gonna start speaking to Robbie, bro. We need to see your face, bro. We need to see them tears when you get battered.
Man, that bright and humbling. I needed to.
You know what? I got Robbie's number on speed dial as well, so I'm gonna let him know. I'm gonna let him know, bro. Get that belly off, bro. We want to see that shameful face, bro.
Thank you, appreciate it, Daniel. Much love. Big
up Daniel, man. But yeah, man, I'm. Are any of you Chelsea man worried about Sterling slightly? Like, I get it. Is it not Sterling, or is it the team around him that's not allowing him to perform at the moment? Because there's a lot of questions going around there. On a certain show on Big Six Bands, they don't allow there's no Jamaican slander. So you don't allow talk on Sterling and none of them players there. Antonio, you're not allowed. But on this channel, you're allowed. You're allowed.
Nah,
Sterling, he usually plays quite well against Arsenal, no?
Do you know what it is, yeah? It's a bit of both, because he is playing against Man United, he played on the front too. That weren't really suited to his strengths. He's a winger. He needs to be back out on the wing, which is where he started under Tuchel, and he's playing quite well. I don't really have any massive doubts about Sterling, because I think he's had the career he's had, and for as long as he's been playing at this level, I'd be stupid to be doubting him over a couple of months, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? I think at some point he's going to come back and he's going to respond. So if I'm being honest, no, I don't have any massive doubts. I think we just need to put him back in his strongest position. Maybe even you could say that he could be dropped for a game or two. That could maybe get something out of him. But yeah, for me, I don't have any worries about Sterling long term. No, I don't. But he does need help, because he has flaws in his game that everybody knows about. That if you're looking for a one-man band, You're not going to get that with Sterling.
Are you with him playing as a wing back?
Is he even playing
you see,
wing
it
back?
depends on the
No
match.
chance.
It depends on the match, because if he's playing as a wing back, but we're pushing them up as wingers and we're dominating the match, then he's not really playing a wing back. But that only worked against Salzburg because maybe that's a lower level of opposition. I think when you play like a team like Brighton, you play better teams in this league, it hasn't really worked. So I don't mind it as much if you play Sterling wing back and you play the other wing back as a more of a defensive fullback and you switch to a 4, then you push Sterling up. But I think if you're going to play with Sterling at wing back and then you're going to go Pulisic on the other side, then tactically you're screwing yourself, because against Brighton we could never move to a 4 because both of them are incapable of playing in defence. So we kind of handicapped ourselves in that way. We was maybe too bold, too naive, too risky. So yeah, I don't have a massive issue with it because he is out wide and that's his starting position and that's where you want him. But yeah, it depends on the match and it depends on the opposition.
Would you not like to see him get an opportunity up front? Because for Man City, when Jesus was playing out on the side, on the wing, and Sterling was through the middle, he was quite effective.
You guys, I got a bounce. Big up everybody.
Big up Lewis.
Like,
Big
Lewis,
up.
2-0, by the way. Up a double. Hold that. Up the Chelsea.
He'll kiss that Arsenal
Lewis,
tattoo
man.
afterwards as well.
Lewis, man.
Not for me. No, I wouldn't play him up front. No, I think he's always been best as a winger. His finishing is not as accomplished as it needs to be to play as a striker for me. And we've got Aubameyang who you'd play over him, and you've got a Broja who I'd play over him up front as well. So I don't think there's any room. He'd even play Kai up front before him as well. So yeah.
Yeah, Olu, I knew you was an Arsenal fan. See, this just confirms everything. This guy always comes in and I wonder what kind of fan he is. I've kind of worked out you're definitely an Arsenal fan, bro. Because only an Arsenal fan will make that sort of kind of thing. Raheem Pence by mistake. Come on, man.
You know what?
No, you got to give Raheem Sterling some credit, man. Like, the guy's been for a number of years, Liverpool, City, he's been at the top of his game. Even when he plays for England, he's a standout player, man. I just think with Potter, like I said, with Chelsea, he's finding the right system, where to play players, and people got time to within the new club as well, man. So you can't just throw too much shade on Raheem Sterling, and I like him.
I think
yeah,
for me as well. Sorry, go on.
I was just say, anyone that has this is not on 200 likes, 8 away. Get onto 200 likes if you haven't, and also subscribe to everybody that's here. Make sure you do that, man. But yeah, go on. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say for me, look, like I think the biggest fear is definitely Aubameyang riling up the team, because you know what? One thing about Aubameyang, whenever he had to turn up for Spurs, home and sometimes away, he would. And I think he can galvanize a team to kind of get on his side to do well for his current team. And that's where I think my worry is. But other than that, like I think we've got Zinchenko back in first team training. Saka trained today as well. Everyone's back, so I think we've got great options as well. I think for me, it's just about mentality.
Oh, Saka's
man.
back, yeah. He is back. Do you reckon he start? Is he going to start? Is it why is the starter, man, like that, or is it going to be the whole Arteta thing? You know, you got to play through injury kind of thing. That sounded like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer type shit.
You know what? Saka's always got.
You know what I mean?
Little, Saka's always had these little things where like people are kicking him and he's like looks like he's injured or down. The guy's a warrior, like he's a beast. He's almost a bit like Xhaka for us, where he's never injured. But yeah, look, I'm very confident we've actually got a very good team that can do some really good things. But
don't worry about Abeli, because Saliba's gonna have him in his pocket. Best believe
hopefully,
that.
Bro. Hopefully.
I think for me, you know what? I'm not even gonna. Always dead food. He's dead food, man. But other than that, man, let's run some predictions, man. I'm gonna start with Premzy. What's your prediction for Sunday?
I'm gonna go 3-1 Arsenal.
Who's your scorers?
Well, you know what? It's a good problem to have, because recently the goals have been getting shared around the team, so I can't really pinpoint. But if I was to say, I'd probably say Jesus will get one, Martinelli will get one. He likes scoring against Chelsea, and I won't be surprised to see a Granit Xhaka goal as well.
Matisse. Come on, like you did with Goonie when he came on in and said 0-0. You came in and my man instantly switched up to 3-1 that he's gonna.
Yeah, I'm going with a Chelsea win. I'm just trying to
100%.
Like I always have to go.
We don't believe you. We don't believe you.
Always, every time. I'm gonna go 2-1 Chelsea.
Who's gonna score your goals?
2 on goals.
Aubameyang's got to score. Has to.
That would be.
If he doesn't score, I'm gonna be very disappointed. This is really what most of his transfer is all about. Like, really, is this moment. If he doesn't score against you, like Giroud did in Baku, then what's the point? Do you know what I mean? That's how I see it. So I'd say Aubameyang for 1, and I'll probably give the other one to. Let me give it to like. I'll give it to like Sterling as well, just to respond. Respond
That
to
would
the
be a good
critics.
response.
Yeah, I'm here for
100%.
it. Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, Lee, man. You know I had to leave you till last for this one, boy.
Yeah, listen.
Wonder what
you know what?
predictions you got
You
coming.
know what? It's funny. Noah's prediction is because I was gonna go with that. I was gonna go for a 2-2. But you know what? Seeing as though, listen, I'm with my guy Premzy, and I've got to have chess, man. Otherwise he's gonna kill me if I see him on Sunday. So you know what? I'm gonna go for a 2-1. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 win. I do think Aubameyang's gonna score, but it's gonna be
It's
none
written in
of
the stars, isn't it?
Yeah,
Nah,
It's
it's
written
not
in the
wrote in
stars,
no
but
stars, mate. He ain't
if
scoring
he
for shit.
he needs to do
Still.
the
can see
Adebayor
it.
run down that
I
touchlight
can
to
see
the
it. But
away fans and
I
slide.
Right, so I'm gonna jump out and bop him on if that's the case, sure. That ain't happening. He ain't scoring. I'm telling you now for a fact, he ain't scoring.
I think
Yeah,
I think it will be I think he will score the equalizer, and I think we'll get another goal to kind of like dead the game off. I think it will probably be Jesus. I think Jesus looked really good on Sunday last week. He looked active, and I genuinely do think that Saka's going to get a goal. I don't know, like he ripped you lot last season when we beat you 4-2, and Ketio scored a couple of goals as well. And I think Saka's got your number. So yeah, you've got Joe Wicks on the right hand side, and I think he's gonna be better at teaching PE than playing for you guys at the moment. So yeah, I'm gonna go for a 2-1 win.
Hey,
Okay.
this guy.
We're taking note. We're taking
You know
note.
what? You might be trying to take my job, so I might have to just deck him anyway, bro. Because you know what, like it might be slim pickings for jobs.
Super Lee, fam.
Noted.
But yeah, man.
Noted.
One thing as well. Big up Monts as well.
Monts,
Big
my
up from
guy.
Big Six Bands. Everyone knows one. Tell by now. He'll be running a stream later, which is going to be redirected there, which I believe I'm on as well. Monts, by the way, the ripping continues. I don't think you can run.
Listen,
Napoli,
you
so
know what?
get
You know what?
ripping.
Again,
Big up,
I
big
love
up.
Monts, yeah, but brother, this guy he's a shameless guy. You know, I'm not even gonna say no more. But Monts, yeah, I love Monts a bit, but he's shameless, bro.
Yeah, man. If any of you guys want to become a member of the Never a Foul like army, fam, you know where it is, man. It's right there. Hey, Monts, get off the screen, man. Anyways, members Discord, so you can have access just to talk to me and Daps in a group, and Ty, Soups, and the rest of it as well. Mo, Double A, we're just going to be talking more in there, more discussion, be involved as well. So we're going to build a group like there. If you was in an old Discord, then you know what it's like already. It's a bit manic. Obviously the members shout out at the end of the videos, of course, because you have to appreciate people that support you all the time. Just like these guys on the panel right here, they're all supporting the channel, being on it today, giving up their time. And also the call-in shows, which will be every single Wednesday. Just if you go in the description, you can become a member today. We're going to be growing it. And then, yeah, man, we're going to move from there. Is there anything you guys want to shout out? If any of you guys got something coming up, exactly?
I just want to say big thank you for having me on, man. Big up to all the chat as well, because it's been entertaining. I've been reading it. Big up to Matisse. Big up to, my man from Balls of Steel. I forgot his name. Big up to Lee, you get me? And it is what it is, you get me? Football's about supporting your team and having that passion. And if you ain't got that, yeah, you ain't a real fan, believe me. I'm telling you now for a fact. Back your team. I'm telling you, but big up to everybody.
I just got to put this one in here. I don't know where this has come from, but a Saeed stan says, "Who is Saeed? For the blind, he is vision. For the hungry, he is the chef. For the thirsty, he is water." Saeed thinks I agree with Saeed's business.
No, big up Saeed every time. My home dog from young, you get me, bro. Big up Saeed. Enough love.
Oh my god. But yeah, man, Chelsea perspective. No, he wasn't here, man. You had Lewis and you had Hope, man. But it's just like
they bounced. They dipped. Run.
Bounced, man.
They knew what's coming. They don't want the smoke.
We'll see.
Yeah. Has anyone else got anyone? Lee, you got anything coming up?
Yeah, no, again, man, just shout out to everyone on the panel, man. Even have Hope with his nonsense, but yeah, shout out to him. And yeah, I'll be on AFTV on Sunday. Yes, with the panel with Turkish, my guy. So hopefully we can see Matisse mudded. I know he's gonna be doing the stream. I know he's gonna be like, what is going on? No, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. What is this defending? I want to see all of that when I finish the stream. Listen, listen. Everyone keeps talking about my guy Turkish saying he's not got the chest. Don't worry, man. He's coming for the chest on Monday, man. Hopefully we come with a W. He's gonna come with the chest on Monday. So yeah, we out here, man. We out here. And shout out to Big Sticks, because you are a big boy hater with that Aubameyang hatty talk. Big boy hater.
Yeah, man.
Big up Matisse, man.
Yeah, man, pleasure to come on. And you know, I can't have too much chess really. Do you know what I mean? I let Hope do his thing, but we have to be semi-sensible after what's been going on. So we just have to let the North Londoners, you know, enjoy what's happening. But I'm sure they're not gonna win the league. So, you know, at least they will all be in the same pot for hopefully next year for top four. So we'll see. Champions League football. It'll be good for them to have that music playing again at the Emirates. It's been a long
Progression
time.
for us, that my dog. It's progression.
Listen,
I'll take it. You get me,
we
fam.
we
Give me
ain't
that
heard
and a
that
trophy.
since,
Happy days.
We ain't heard that since Arteta was kicking ball himself. So that's the levels we're dealing with, innit? So we have to make sure.
Oh, here we
Alright.
go.
We have to
Here
make
we
sure
go.
we calma, just a little bit calma. Do you know what I mean? You have to make sure we remember these things.
And also on Friday, we got the Tottenham v Liverpool preview, which we have got Grizz Khan, Kopish, George, and George Achillia. So it should be a decent one. But I have to run you guys a clip where I found once. He accidentally sent me this after they lost to Nottingham Forest, by the way. So I thought I'd share it to the mass. Months. I hope everything's okay at home, my guy. But you know what it is.
It is D-Day today.
You know what I mean?
Months. He's conquering Europe, but he can't do it on these shores. Months. Just like Chelsea.
All right, big up R Dot's new member of the Never a Foul Army, man. So yeah, as I'm gonna wrap this up, I'm gonna big up all the channel members. So we obviously got the new one here in R Dot's 1. We've got Montel as well, Blue Larson 23, Solo, MCFC, and also Mama Flossie as well, man. You can become members. You can also support these guys as well in the description below. Just click on their channels and it will say literally subscribe and just go watch them. You want to see Matisse get battered on FIFA? Be my guest. He's not that good at it, trust me. But other than that, big up everyone. And we'll be back on Friday. Actually, we'll be back tomorrow, but also Friday.